All right, so welcome to Rocket. We'll start at the top of our mat in Samastitihi. Bring your feet together. The big toes can touch the heels slightly apart. Bring your hands to your heart. Close your eyes and feel into the physical body. The way the fingertips touch. The way the weight rocks forward and back. You might start to activate the Ujjayi Pranayama, a slight restriction on the back of the throat, and the mouth is closed the entire time. Open your eyes, release your arms. Surya Namaskara A, inhale up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen. Step walk, float back, low push-up. Roll over the toes, lift the chest. Flip your toes, extend your hips, downward dog. You might like to pedal out the backs of the legs, maybe crack the toes. This first downward facing dog should be the place where you set the eyes for all the rest to follow. Eyes forward, top of the mat. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Stand tall, reach high. Release your arms. Inhale, up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen. Step walk, float back, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha. Exhale, Adho Mukha, slide back and set your eyes. So if you haven't already begun to lift the pelvic floor, bring your attention there. It's called Mula Bandha. It's the money lock. It's the pelvic floor root lock. And the action is in and up. You can cultivate it by squeezing the inline of the legs together. Eyes forward, top of the mat. Lengthen. Bow. Stand up, reach up. Release the arms. One more, reach up. Fold in, chest to thighs. Lengthen. Step walk, float back, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha, eyes up the wall. Adho Mukha, slide back and set the stance. So within a Surya Namaskara, within a sun salute, is everything a yogi could need. A forward bend, a back bend. If you could hammock your heart closer to your thighs and open your armpits to the floor, the shoulders would love it. Eyes forward, top of the mat. Inhale, lengthen. Bow. Stand up, reach up. Release the arms. Surya B, bending into the knees, arms up. Fold in, chest to thighs. Lengthen. Step walk, float back, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha. Exhale, Adho Mukha. Right foot steps, warrior one, up. Down, hands plant, low push-up. Roll over the toes, buoyant chest. Slide back. The left foot steps, we lunge as we reach. Hands plant, belly back, Chaturanga. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha. Exhale, Adho Mukha, downward dog. Option 1, child's. Option 2, dolphin. Option 3, Pincha Mayurasana, forearm stand. Five more breaths wherever you are. Come all the way down, sit back, child's pose for a moment, let it land. Check your breath and your face. Check your feet and your fingers. Downward dog, stretch back. Hollow your belly, eyes forward, top of the mat. Lengthen. Bow. Sit low, knees touch. Stand tall. Bend your knees, arms up. Fold in half, chest to thighs. Lengthen. Step walk, pounce back, chaturanga. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha. Adho Mukha. The right foot steps, Viraya, up. Down, hands plant, back to lower. Drag it open. Slide it back. The left foot steps, low lunge, high heart, up. Down, palms plant, chaturanga. Urdhva Mukha, pinky toes down. Adho Mukha, slide back. Set your eyes. So we call the second bandha, the second lock, the flying lock. And it's located just below the belly button. And it may make no sense until it makes sense. But it's so important in the rocket sequence when we're getting hang time upside down. So attempt to hollow just below the belly. Eyes forward, top of the mat. Lift your heart. Fold in. Sit on your throne. Stand up. One more. Bend the knees, arms up. Fold in, chest to thighs. Lengthen. Step walk, fly back, lower. Drag it open, eyes up. Slide it back. The right foot steps, lunge deep as you reach up. Hands plant, step back, lower. Drag it up. Slide it back. The left foot steps, Viraya, up. Down, palms plant, lower. Drag it open. Slide it back. Option 1, child's pose. Option 2, use a wall to walk up into handstand or kick up in the center of the room. So spinning the eyes of the elbows forward. For those of you that wall walk, set your bottom farther over your shoulders than you might think. What's the look on your face? Come all the way down, sit back, child's. Feel the third eye, that metaphorical place where we see beyond physical sight. Feel it pressed against the mat. Rising up, Downward dog. Walk your hands back to your feet. Padangusthasana. Catch your big toes, lengthen. And exhale, fold, let your spine get heavy. Tip the weight into the toes of the feet and let the chest fall. So this is the first time we visit that grip. We'll see it in triangle, we'll see it in big toe pose. And today we'll do big toe pose 2 times. Inhale, lengthen. Bend your knees and slide your hands under your feet. Padahastasana, lengthen. And fold in. Imagine you're wearing a mini skirt. So tip the weight forward, you're wearing a mini skirt and you want to protect your dignity. So there's a subtle rounding of the low back even though you're dropping forward. Inhale, lengthen. Catch your waist and stand up at the back of your mat for big toe first time round. Weight into the left foot. Lift your right arm up and catch your knee or your big toe. So right off the bat, the body might say, I'm not ready, I haven't done triangle and extended side angle yet. So we'll do it once when we're not totally hot, warm, and then we'll do it when we're warm. Take your leg out to the side, press through the big toe joint, soft eyes, definitely set on one spot. Eyes through center, leg through center, catch your waist, point your toe, 3, 2, 1. Release the foot, other side, lift the arm, catch the leg. So the interesting thing about this posture also is that there's likely one foot that's stronger and one leg that's more flexible. Take your leg out to the side, take your eyes over the opposite shoulder. Eyes through center, leg through center, point your toe, 3, catch your waist, 2, 1, release the foot and meet me in Malasana, a little squat. 3 handstand hops to the top. Plant your palms, hop, 1. Plant your palms, hop, 2. Plant your palms, hop, 3. Lengthen. Fold in. Stand up, reach up, look up. Release the arms. Bending into the knees, Utkatasana to stay. Rest your belly on your thighs, intertwine your fingers and reach the palms forward. Like you could smear your heels like you're putting out a cigarette butt and you're peeling your heels wide and apart. Plant your palms, crow pose, tuck the knees, lift your legs. Find a gazing point that keeps you nice and tight, package, eyes committed. And shoot back, low push-up. Spinal extension, downward dog. Step your right foot forward, Virabhadrasana A, warrior 1. So eventually the knee is directly over top of the ankle. The back inner arch is lifted. Open wide, Virabhadrasana B, warrior 2. A longer stance. The expression on the face is sweet. Straighten your right leg, heel toe the left foot in for Trikonasana triangle. Take the hand to the shin, a block, maybe the toe. So whatever depth of the pose you choose is up to you, but it shouldn't feel heavy and it shouldn't feel restrictive. And if it does, a block might be awesome or tented fingers might be awesome. Eyes down, hands down, square the hips. Take your left hand to the pinky toe edge, right hand to the small of the back or the sky. Take your eyes down, take your hands down, bend into the front knee, extended side angle, right hand inside the right foot. So if you wish to bind, catch a hold of a wrist or a hand. And some of you might like to step forward, birds of paradise. And some of you might be so content just the way you are. Nice, D. If you're up, step down, step back. Yeah, Rach. Untangle, hands down, a runner stretch. Drop your back knee and straighten your right leg. So for Utthita Hasta Padangusthasana, standing big toe, it's a pretty intense hamstring opener. It also requires a lot of balance, a good connection between hand and foot. Lunge back into that right knee for twisted side angle. Hook your left elbow over your right knee. Some of you might use a prayer, a bind. You might feel comfortable to kick the back heel off the floor. Spin your eyes, spin your heart. Bring your eyes down, your hands down for big toe on the left. You might like to catch the right big toe and spin it open. So it's kind of like standing big toe even here. You might pivot your eyes up. And let's flip the dog. Take your foot in the sky, step it back. Expose the front of the body. Some of you might go full wheel Urdhva Dhanurasana. Attempting not to use your right hand, step your right foot forward. So for some of you, you might drop the back knee and hang out in a little lunge. Otherwise, Ekapada Kundinasana, walk the right foot through center, make a shelf and pick the back leg up. Glute active, 2. 1, feet back. Spinal extension, downward dog. Step your left foot forward, Virabhadrasana A, warrior 1. And this is a cool opportunity to notice if you tend to stand back, you know, and I use the word half-ass, I don't really mean it. I mean this tendency to maybe not put your all into the shapes, like you're saving gas. Open wide, Virabhadrasana B, a little bit lower stance. Open your hips to the long edge. Straighten your front leg, heel toe the back foot in, Trikonasana triangle pose. Reach the right arm up. And again, if you feel constricted or limited, you may want to put a block under your bottom hand. Take your eyes down and hands down, square the hips, twisted triangle, right palm plants, roll your belly open. Roll your belly. So Uddiyana Bandha, the flying lock, is active here in order for us to get our guts out of the way. Nice, Deb. Our belly out of the way. Eyes down, hands down, extended side angle. Hop your right foot back. Take the left hand inside the left foot, right arm up. Some of you might have a bind, and some of you, if you stood up last time, do it again. Lean against the front knee as an opportunity to open the hip. If you're flying, step down, step back. Untangle the arms for a runner stretch. Drop your back knee. Straighten your left leg, kick the heel. So with Rocket, we do get the chance to do Hanuman, the splits. And because we're gonna do big toe pose one more time, I want hamstrings to be as open as possible. Lunge deeply into that front knee, twisted side angle, right arm up, hooks over. Hands to prayer, unless you wish to take your bind. Kicking out through the back heel and opening your heart. Keep spinning your eyes almost like an owl, 360 degrees round. Take your eyes down, take your hands down for side plank on the right. You could catch your left big toe and spin it open. Nice, John. Yep, you got it. Beautiful. We'll flip our dog, drop the right foot behind, expose that whole left line of the body. Some of you full wheelers might go full wheel. Attempting not to use your left hand, step your left foot forward. Option 1, a low lunge. Option 2, thread your left hand under, walk your left foot through center, and pick it up, Ekapada Kundinasana. 2, 1, feet back. Ride your inhale, ride your exhale. Option 1, child's. Option 2, dolphin. Option 3, forearm stand. So again, you've got the use of the wall. You could walk up, you could kick up. Eventually, we're just stacking our bones, so it's not a ton of effort. And come all the way down. Sit back. Let it settle. How the heck are you? How's this bag of bones? What's it like to be in this bag of bones? Rise up, downward dog. Eyes forward, top of the mat. Lift your heart. Fold in. Stand up, arms up. Release your arms. Take a step out with your right foot for Prasarita series. Pigeon toe the feet, catch your waist. Lift your chest. Fold forward, hands down. Inhale, lengthen long spine. Exhale, crown to the floor. So this might be as far as you want to go. Some of us will float up into a teddy bear, maybe a pincha, maybe a handstand press. And then when you're upside down, you might start to flirt with some different leg positions. And then set the feet down. Inhale, lengthen. Catch your waist and stand up. Arms float, Prasarita C, intertwine them. Lift your chest, bend your knees, and bow forward, working your hands to the ground. Rising all the way up, arms float open. We're going to add on hands plant underneath the shoulders and moving into Titibhasana or a little squat. So heel toe the feet together, option to squat, option to catch the heels, walk them forward, widen your elbows, and sit back on the arms. Soft mouth, pull your heels toward each other. 2, 1, and we'll lower onto our bottoms for Upavishta. So wherever you are, kind of weird transition, wide-legged forward bend. Catch the edges of the feet and bow. Inhale for space and exhale for depth. This might feel like a never land pose, like impossible. And if it does, do it more often. Do it in your regular life. Rise all the way up, lean back, lift your legs up, and catch the edges of your feet to balance on the bottom. We're going to end up in either Malasana, the little squat, or Titibhasana to put our feet down. So you decide. You could rock and use your hands. You could lift up Titi, lower your feet, and pivot to face your right leg for the splits. Straighten the right leg and slide down. So again, if you'd prefer to take a runner's, take your runners. I believe that a runner stretch actually requires a different kind of mobility. So you will still be facing the back of your mat. Take a lunge into that right knee. And then ninja step your left foot forward for Pashasana facing the back. So the knees drop. Hook your left elbow over your right knee, hands to prayer. Some of you might bind around one of the knee joints. Some of you might bind around both. Releasing the pose and straight into side crow. Plant your palms, lift your feet up. The knees are bent or straight, elbows tight, bum high. Release the feet, Pashasana, other side, snuggle in, hook your elbow. Hands to prayer. If you bound last time, do it again. Zipper the inner knees together and roll the top lung open. Release the shape, side crow, pick it up. Knees bent or legs straight, elbows tight and bum is high. Release your flight, knees through center, inhale, lengthen. Fold, lengthen. Standing split on your right leg. Lift your left leg up and bow in. So some of you might pick it up, pop up into a little handstand or a little pop kick. 3, 2, 1. Release the foot, a giant step with your left foot back and pivot to face the left. Knee to the ground. Option 1, half split. Option 2, full split. Are you doing what you're doing? Or are you planning breakfast? Because there needs to be an element of challenge, which is different every single day. Otherwise, we are incredible at making it look like we're doing what we say we're doing. A little lunge into the front knee, you'll be facing forward, and we'll take a little ninja step to the top. For Ekapada Kundinasana B, pivot your knees to face the right. Hook your right elbow on your left knee. The option is legs to the side or top leg up. 3, 2, 1. Release the flight. Knees through center and over to the opposite side. Pick it up. Option knees to the side or top leg up. 3, 2, 1. Release the flight. Knees through center. Inhale, lengthen. Bow. One more time, lengthen. Bow. Standing split on the left side. So the right leg reaches up. Option to stay like that or play with kicking up, pressing up, jumping up. 3, 2, 1. Step walk, float back, lower. Drag it open, lift your eyes, slide it back. Walk your hands back to your feet and put your hands under your feet one more time. Padahastasana, lengthen. Fold forward, neck is heavy. Thighs are wide. Inhale, lengthen. Release the hands from the feet, catch your waist and stand up. Big toe, one more time. Anchor into the left foot, lift the right arm and lift the right leg. Catch the big toe and notice if this time it's different. Eyes set. Take your leg out to the side, eyes over the opposite shoulder. Eyes through center, leg through center, point it. Catch your waist, lift it nice and high. 2, and release. Opposite side, lift the arm, invite the leg. And is it different? Because if it's the same, there's information there for you. Like maybe you're not picking up on the nuances of the pose because likely your body is warmer, more spacious, maybe more tired. Take your leg out to the side, eyes over the opposite shoulder. Mula Bandha, zipper the pelvis. 2. 1. Through center, point your toe, catch your waist. 3. 2. 1, and release. Close your eyes, release your arms, and observe. Similar to how we started, and yet everything is now different. Eyes open, bend into the knees, arms up. Bring your hands to your heart and hook your right foot over your left knee. Option to stay, or plant the palms, hook your foot around your tricep, flying pigeon. 3, 2, 1. Release and sit in your throne. Other side, sitting bones back, wrap your foot. Option to stay or hands to the earth and fly. 3, 2, 1. Release, sit on your throne. Malasana, fan your feet, baby squat. Option to stay, to work crow, or crow to headstand back to crow. Tip it forward, take crow, or play with whatever it is you want to play with. And then you can fan the feet, gently lower the head, sail up. If you're upside down, transitioning back to Bakasana. Release the feet, Malasana. Slide your hands forward, drop down onto the knees, cross the ankles and through to a seat. Take your left leg, tuck it back for Crown Chasana, Heron. Round your pelvis and glue your knee to your chest as you extend the right leg up. You can start to lean back and then pull the leg toward the wall behind you. It's a bit of a balancing act, this one. And then once the leg is far enough in that plane, the chest starts to bow in. Inhale, lengthen. Release the shape. It's either Dandasana or a one-legged crow. You can Usain Bolt forward. Hook your shin, pick it up, and float back. Ride your inhale, ride your exhale through to a seat, Crown Chasana. Take the right leg back, move the meat, round the pelvis and catch your shin, your quad, your foot, and lean your foot back. Lean your chest back. So what's so great about this is Mula Bandha, the pelvic floor, will have to take over so you don't wipe out. Inhale, lengthen. Release the shape. It's a one-legged crow or Dandasana. So you could pick it up to float and fly, or stay as you are. If you want to work Ashta from your head, you could, otherwise, through to a seat. Take your right leg, pick it up, and rock the hip. Lift your hip up and hook your knee on top of your elbow joint and cross the left leg over top of the right. Squeeze your thighs together, tip it forward, eyes to the feet. 3, 2, 1. Some of you might have a vinyasa out of it, so do that. Otherwise, Dandasana. Other side. Take your left leg, pick it up, rock the hip. If you feel pretty comfortable, hook the knee on the elbow, cross the feet, legs to the side. 3, 2, 1. Everyone meet downward dog. So you might vinyasa to get there, you might just step back to get there. Come forward and drop down onto the knees. Catch your waist, Ustrasana camel, there's 2 of these. Take your chest up, take your pubic bone forward, eyes track the ceiling, maybe reach back for the heels, elbows hug, open throat. All the way up, option 1, child's, option 2, handstand or headstand. 5 breath. Come all the way down or all the way up. Last Ustrasana, last camel. Catch the waist, take the pelvis forward, ears back. Any bigger, deeper expression, take it. Scissor the thighs, work the pinky toenail side down. And all the way up. Sit back, hero's pose for a moment. Sit between your feet, let it settle. So to counter our Ustrasanas, we'll jump into crow. And if you're working crow, work it from a squat. Otherwise, I'll demo and then you play. My downward facing dog is shorter, my feet are together. I'm going to imagine that I'm doing butterfly pose, my bum's not going to go that high, and I catch my crow. So wherever you are, either stay hero, or jump into crow and you have 3 more breaths. Some of you might go full handstand. One more breath. And vinyasa. Meet me on your back for 3 more back bends. This first back bend is in honor or to remember Mula Bandha. So right now, pelvic floor muscles in and up. It's not natural and it's not an instinct, it's actually counter instinct. Lift the pelvic floor, little bridge, full wheel. And Mula Bandha the whole time. Squeeze the knees together to remember the action. And all the way down. Second back bend, Uddiyana Bandha, the flying lock. So just below the belly center, little bridge, full wheel. Take yourself up and then think about clearing out about the abdomen. And all the way down. Last one. Jalandhara Bandha, so it's in the throat and it's very, very subtle. It's like a little bit of a double chin action, and it's the way we place our eyes. Little bridge, full wheel, up we go with a bit more attention to double chinning our neck, but still having the same gazing point. And all the way down. Hug your knees to your belly. Arms like a T, knees to the left, eyes to the right. The yoga works from the gross, the physical, the obvious, to the subtle. Subtle is a feeling in a room, picking up on something without someone needing to tell you, noticing things about yourself that you've never noticed. Eyes through center, knees through center, other side. But what's so cool about it is that it is so obvious and big and huge, these actions in our body. Eyes through center, knees through center. So this will be your choice. You could take shoulder stand or headstand or a hip opener. So we have about 3 minutes to play, and I'll give you the half-minute, the halfway mark. So if you want to do another recline twist, do that. If you're headstanding, take your time to get up. Be methodical. Be full of care. So that's the halfway point. So headstanders, you might like to pike for 30 seconds and then go back up for 1 minute. There's 1 minute left, so wherever you are, and if you need to come down, come down. Thirty more seconds. If you like to lower and lift the legs, or split the legs, or eagle the legs, or lotus the legs, do so. 15 more seconds. And all the way down. Sit back, child's pose. Take an inhale. You are so much more than your physical body, than your personality. Your pure presence and joy. It's so easy to feel like a prisoner because you have bills to pay, people to take care of. So find ways to feel free.
Come slither forward onto your belly. A quick shoulder opener. Extend the right arm out to the side. Tent the left fingers and roll over onto that right shoulder.
Roll all the way back down onto your belly. Do it on the other side. Left arm to the side. Roll over. Roll back down onto the belly and over onto your back. Dead man's pose, corpse pose. Palms open. Inhale. One more. Let go. The practice is dead, so there's no use even thinking about it. And maybe there's a part of you that's also dead. A resentment, an annoyance, a self-deprecation. There's a part of every living thing that wants to become itself. The tadpole into the frog, the chrysalis into the butterfly, a damaged human into a whole one. That is spirituality. Ellen Bass. Writer Ellen Bass captures the essence of yoga, the movement of yoga, the inevitability of yoga. Despite the condition of avidya, clouded awareness,
We are compelled by a sense of a deeper knowing, a higher calling. For many of us, it was in our early years, a revered grandmother, a committed high school teacher, a generous mentor, who embodied our highest aspiration for ourselves. As we grew older, a world of inspiration opened to us, and we found direction and beauty at every turn, in the music, in the books, in the service we performed. But always these sources of inspiration were outside ourselves. We still yearn to become something or someone else. There is a story about Gandhi showing up for a rally where 10,000 people had gathered, and at the last moment he decided to call it off. His staff were shocked that he'd call it off. They said, what would these 10,000 people think? What example would he be setting? And he replied that it was not to be worried about for those 10,000 people, what they thought, because he was following what was inside his conscience. Avidya means allowing our choices to be made for us. Doubting the truth in our hearts, grace begins when we dare to allow our prayers to be answered. Take a deep inhale. One more. Move your fingers, move your toes. Stretch your arms overhead, big full body stretch. And tuck your knees to your belly to roll to the right. And rise to a seat. And bring your hands together in front of your heart. And again, notice the temperature, the way the finger pads touch, and bow your chin. For so many reasons, the light in the beauty in me acknowledges and sees the beauty and the light in you. Lifting our eyes, namaste.